Stephanie, get the hell out of there, come. We are in a train. You're going to be left. I know, I'm guilty as charged. It's been like a month plus since I said that I was gonna come back with part 2, and I know it can get frustrating if you have been watching my stuff and you know what's going on with me, and you're always constantly on my channel and I'm not giving back the way I'm supposed to give back. I'm telling you guys, it's something that I'm just going through. But anyways, I'm here and that's all that matters. Like, hi. I didn't even say hi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Stephanie Iman and I am Stephanie. Okay, wait, I am a mother, I'm a student, I'm an aspiring web developer. I love computers. I'm here to continue with part 2 of the story. So I'm on this platform. My child is literally on a train. I'm watching the train like get ready to like dock out, and not dock out, I don't know what's the word that I'm gonna use to say that the train was leaving. I had lost all hope, and I literally thought that my world was just ending, because like watching your child go, like, okay, I'll admit at that time I was just thinking of the worst case scenario. Like, I have left my baby with my sister. Okay, do they even have cash on them? Because I thought I had all the money on me. Okay, so where are they going? They're going to Covell, to a place where I have never been to. Okay, yeah, I knew that they were going to Covell, but who knows where Covell is? I've never even heard of Covell in the first place. Like, you know, so if you're a parent and you're going through, you had like such kind of a thing, I'm pretty sure you'd be like super confused on what to do. So as I'm standing on the platform and I'm wondering like what I'm gonna do and stuff, all of a sudden I just hear the door open. And when that door opened, that carriage door opened, I was like, oh, thank God. Like I have no words to describe the joy that was in my existence. I'm sorry, I just don't have the right words, but whatever. In my existence at that time, because it was another opportunity to like save myself and like get on board and be with my child. So the lady pops her head out and she's like, come on. And I got in, cast the hell out of that woman, because she literally, I don't know, like that was like every single time I sit down, like right now I'm in a silent room and I'm like maybe doing my own things, and that thought pops up, the fact that I was just about to like to miss out on that train. Like that train was about to leave, and like it would be the cause of me separating from my daughter in a war in Ukraine. I get anxiety, man. I get anxiety. You know, like the what ifs, that can literally kill you. So yeah, I curse her. Of course, I go in and I didn't want to see any other person apart from Tuta. And the little girl with that small, okay, I won't call it small, that big, normal, like red jacket that she's always all over with, she just comes and she's like, mommy. And oh my gosh, my heart. Now the next problem was being in the train now. So now in the train, when I tell you, there were cats, there were dogs, there were all type of pets, there were people. It was a third class train. Normally a first class train is you'd have like compartments with only 2 people, and you'd, I think, have your own toilet. Second class, you'd have like a bunk beds, two bunk beds, so that's 4 people in that train. And third class is where like there is no like separations. It's like a bed up, a bed down, a bed, another bed up, another bed down, and on the corridor there are 2 beds up and down. So there's like literally a small passage that would just be enough to allow you to go through. So that's the kind of place that we were in. And when I tell you, there was no space for us to even sleep, because we were literally the last people to go in. For even us to get even this, for me and Tuta to even get space, like that lady that I had cast my whole heart out and I was crying, and she was literally looking at me crying when she was closing the door. She just felt, I feel like it was guilt, because she looked at me and she was like, okay, let's go find you a place to sleep in the train. So we got up a bunk bed, like the top bed. Imagine me and Tuta trying to go like to the top bed, and on the bottom bed there are 4 people sitting down on this side, and there are 4 people like sitting down on this other side. Tuta is scared of cats and dogs, so you're having cats and dogs, and I am allergic to fur. Like whenever I touch cats and dogs, like my eyes just swell up. There was at least the one thing that I say that I for sure like it was worth the risk was the fact that I had food. The minute we got into that train, she's just started, "Mommy, eat, mommy, hungry, mommy, food." And that was like a time, like it was just that time when I felt like all the effort and all the sacrifice, like me living on the edge at that time, was so worth it. Because if I had not gone for that food, we'd definitely not be having the food. So we survived after like, no, actually it was 14 hours. A trip that was supposed to take 7 hours took like 14-15 hours, and we got to Kovel. So when we got to Kovel, my travel buddies just decided like they don't want to stop, so they were just all adamant like, we have to leave like Ukraine, we're going to Poland today. And I felt like that traveling was just too much for Tuta, so I wanted to stay. So in Kovel, well, considering that it's the Russians who are attacking us, I felt like we are in the West. Like West are the like pro-Ukrainians. Like if anything, the only language that was being spoken there was Ukrainian, and we are from Kharkov and we can speak Russian. So like I felt like if I spoke to them in Russian, they'd probably be offended, because after all, it's the Russians who are killing the people, like who are like shelling the buildings and like destroying Ukraine. I literally had to go and be like, I'm sorry, Russian is the only language that I'm able to speak for now, and I'm sorry if this offends you, but that's the only way I'll be able to communicate. I need a place to sleep, like a hotel. Do you know of any hotels close by? Like, do you know who this is? A lady who was like selling fruits and vegetables like on the railway track. Not on the railway track, but on the railway station / bus stop, because they were both like attached. This lady was so nice, guys. She made sure that we got the hotel. She inquired the prices. She made sure that the person there understood that we were from Ukraine, from Kharkov. Well, let me tell you one thing. We were the only blacks, I think, in that colored or like foreigners in that whole city, because like every time we'd pass with our suitcases, everybody would look at us, like, and you know, like there's always that tension. I'm not saying that it's like, I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I hope you guys don't think that I'm saying it's a good thing, but yeah, that we had that tension, we had that attention. So we checked into our room. Let me tell you something about that room. We paid so much money for this room, but it's a room that literally looks like a hostel, like, you know, like a hostel room. That's how this, and considering that we're in a remote place in Ukraine, but at that time that was the least of our worries. We're just happy that we were alive and we're in this room, and we decided like we'll sleep, then the next day we'll regroup and figure out how we're going to go to Uzhgorod, which is the place that we wanted to go from the first place. Because from Uzhgorod we had contact, and we had a person who would like take care, who would like give us accommodation and figure all that shit out for us. So like we sleep the next day. I wake up at around 8, and it was cold. Left Tuta in bed and Valentine, and I left for the train station. I went to check the schedule. Like, no train was going towards Lviv, Uzhgorod. None at all. Went to the bus station to see if there are buses that are going to like Uzhgorod or anything of that sort. None are going. The only bus that was leaving at that time was a bus going to like Poland. And at that time was that reality check where like it hit me that there's a chance that I'll have to like leave Ukraine, and it wasn't funny. it wasn't nice, because I didn't really want to leave Ukraine. I just didn't want to accept the reality that this is happening, and you know, I had built my life and everything was going so well, only for me to just leave everything in Ukraine and have to come back to Kenya, because that would have been the one chance. I don't know, like there was so much that was going on in my head, but the thought of me leaving Ukraine was not something that I really was looking forward to. So I regrouped with my family, and we decided to go out to look for food as we're figuring out what to do. Hi guys, so currently we're in Kovel. We are trying to find a way that we can buy. We have to go to the Poland border in order for us to leave this place. And based on the experience that we've had leaving Kharkiv, the one thing we realized that we needed for a fact was a power bank.
So we're going to get us power banks and try and see how best we can prepare to travel to Poland, get to the border, and then travel to the people who are helping the Kenyans like in Poland. So everything here looks very much at peace. But then if you can look at that building over there, since morning they've been how do you call it, offloading. Что? Nipa nimaешь по-украински.
As we were just trying to inquire more about the power bank, my sister just asked by chance, like, do you know of any way that we can go to Poland? In the streets, we had realized that there were these guys who were wearing like green jackets and with blue sellotape, and apparently these were people who are helping, like volunteering and being there for the city in case of anything. So these guys like just called some people and like figured out how we could get, and we left. So on the way we had to fuel, and you will never, when I tell you, like every single instance that we were trying to escape Ukraine was just luck. As we were fueling and figuring out like how to get to the border, when we were literally pulling into the petrol station, guess what we see? A bus that was going to Poland border. And so we were like one of the first passengers to get in, and we paid like what, 600 hryvnias for the three of us, and we thanked those, of course we thanked them, and we got into the bus and we left. So here's a little bit of the footage of what happened on our way there.
Hi guys, this is just a quick update. So this is Kovel. We are actually leaving. We are in the train to Donohask. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. As of now, honestly, I feel like we have been walking on luck. I cannot even emphasize on that. Every single person who has been praying for us, I feel like it's just your prayers that are working for us, because every single minute that we stepped out of Kharkiv, it has always been luck. From us just missing out from the explosions that were right after we left, to the accommodations that we got, to the people who connected us to this bus, to every single person who has worked towards. I have no words for the gratitude in my heart right now. So we are at Donohask. We're trying to get to the border. This is a car that's giving supplies like food for all the people who are stranded here, and they're having their kids. They have warm food. Everybody here is waiting for food. Hey little girl, Tuta. Hey. No pictures?